Welcome back to the Ringer Gambling Show. I'm your host, Tate Frazier. It's a Tuesday, so you know what that means. We got Cousin Sal in the place to be. Sal, how you doing on this Tuesday morning?
This is the place to be? I thought
I think
happy
so.
hour in a few hours is the place to be. All right.
Both places.
Put
Two
this
places
on
at
this.
once.
The Ringer folk are all together. They're ready to get buzzed, but oh my God, so much to talk about. Tate, today's the first day of the NBA. It's tonight.
Oh, man. Tuesday tip-off brought to you by American Express, right? We're always excited about that, Sal. So, yeah, we got NBA basketball. The preseason is finally over.
Yeah.
We got a World Series. The Fall Classic is set. We got Monday Night Football games to react to. And I did want to start there, Sal. Just a note from me. I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
Go ahead.
I'm over 2 games on Monday night. I just need one game. I can't spread my focus around. Maybe that's a me problem, but I like when it's just one game, solo, standalone game. When we have 2 games, I feel like I don't get the full experience.
Well, they're listening to your grief here, Tate, because supposedly this is the last time they're ever doubling up on Monday Night Football again, at least as far as long as ESPN has coverage. That last night was supposed to be the last of the double dip. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded. Not that Texans Seahawks was any, and we'll talk about it in a second, but add something to that 1 p.m., that dreaded 1 p.m. Eastern slate there, where you can't get a competitive game out of that. But yeah, I'm with you. Lions Bucks would have been enough to focus on, especially with the baseball game going.
Yeah, exactly. We had World Series, the ALCS happening in real time right there. A real heartbreaking game. We'll get to that in a second, but let's start with Monday Night Football, and let's start with Bucks-Lions. There was definitely a conversation about the Lions falling off. No Aaron Glenn, no Ben Johnson. What is this team going to look like? And Sal, they look like they still might be the class of the NFC. How are you feeling about the Lions after their performance against the much, beloved, Buccaneers at this point? Everybody loves the Bucs, but last night, not so much. This is the Ringer Gambling Show presented by FanDuel, and if you're betting on the NFL, FanDuel's the place to do it. They've got everything. Same-game parlays, quick bets for when you want to jump in live and your way so you can set your own lines. The app's fast, it's easy to use, and best of all, when you win, you get paid out instantly. Download the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. Must be 21 and older, and present in select states are 18 and older in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
Right, and I have this actually being the NFC Championship right now, and my mind isn't changed after last night. Like, I was most impressed with Gibbs, of course. He's a lunatic, an insane person, and the Lions defense. But yeah, I thought Baker was due for like a clunker of a game. He overthrew a few receivers. They couldn't get the offense going really. And this was a schedule matchup that was in Lions' favor. I don't think they were going to blow a game after losing last week, especially at home. That crowd was good. Also, was our friend Harry's play of the year, so he could take the rest of the year off. Isn't that great?
Yeah, good job, Harry. Yeah, good one. You finally caught it.
Lions,
so I like
minus 5.5. How did he do it?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you're shocked when these things actually work out. So shout out to Harry. Shout out to the Lions for showing up in this game. Just looking at the divisional odds here in the NFC North, Packers are still favored plus 105. Lions at plus 115. Do you like taking the Lions now before that line moves a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have Lions bets all over the place. I have them getting to at least the divisional round, and so I would think they would have to win the division, even though the Packers have the head-to-head win game 1. I feel like that's a pretty big difference of a team between week 1 and what we're seeing out of the Packers lately. I was looking at the conference odds, Tate. Lions are plus 340. They're at the top now. Tampa Bay still plus 1,100. I think there's some value in there. I think Baker's the don't count him out type guy we were going to see in the middle of January.
Yeah, Buccaneers also in the NFC South minus 290. So, based on the odds, it looks like they're going to get that wrapped up based on what the experts are thinking at this point. So that game was fascinating in the NFC. Another game that's fascinating across, AFC, NFC matchup, obviously. This was a game that the Seahawks just seemingly cannot put away. We had Cooper Kupp throwing an interception in this game. Will Anderson with, I guess, is an American football hat trick. He gets the fumble recovery, forces the fumble, also gets a sack. So that was interesting to see in this game. But Jackson Smith-Njigba had another 100-yard receiving game. He is one away from the franchise record of Steve Largent. So that's just a big note there for Jackson Smith-Njigba. He also got one of the craziest bench moments we've ever seen where a referee was able to protect him on the bench. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Sal. That was insane.
I don't think I understand it. They were on offense, Seattle, right? And it was a
Right.
turnover, and in all that time, was able to catch a seat and everything else. Did he make some
Hmm.
calls too? Like, I don't know how he was like so settled in that seat. And then the Texans, you're right, like just went after him on the bench. And then the ref protected him. The ref, who I think was a former player, they were saying, like, protected. Like, no one's touching this guy. He's one away from Largent's record. We got to keep him. We got to keep him protected. But by that game sucked. I'm sorry. I
It
mean,
did.
hey, you do gummies all the time. I felt like I was tripping my face off every time the Texans had the ball. Like they'd have good field positions. Like, oh my God, they'd started from the 50. Why 40
Hmm.
clock minutes later are they still inside the 15? Like this is insane. They could have lost by 40 and also had a shot to tie the game. But I guess with the Texans, if you can't get that offensive line in sync with the running backs, I think they only had 56 yards on the ground. It's going to be just too much for CJ Stroud, and that's going to be every Texans game. So
Yeah, the
I was
Texans
not
offense
impressed.
back on the struggle bus, right? I mean, that was the big takeaway in that game because the defense looks incredible as they have all season long.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they coming into this game, they'd allowed 12 points per game. They had their schedule wasn't that great, so you didn't know how much to believe in that. But yeah, they keep him in that game. Darnold, not even a hot game, like you said. I think the Seahawks are a good 5-2 team, and there are three of them in the West right now.
Yeah, and if you look at the NFC West right now, Rams plus 145, 49ers plus 160, Seahawks plus 260. So that division is still pretty much wide open at this point. So you can
Yeah.
figure out what team you like the best, look at the schedules, and maybe make a pick or prognostication based on who you like at this point. But again, NFC West is still up for grabs.
I was
Speaking of, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Sal.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say like those. It's funny you read those odds to me. Those three teams, like I don't trust any of them really too
Right.
much, but I also definitely don't want to bet against any of them, right? So I don't know where
Hmm.
that leaves me when I'm going through my slate on Sunday. And then you got the Texans, or division champs from last year, minus 400. Tate to miss the playoffs, defending
Wow.
division champs. FanDuel has seen enough too.
Yeah, FanDuel not playing around this year. They're moving the odds a
No.
lot. So, the NFL, obviously, every single week things change dramatically, it seems like. So, keep up to date with us. Come hang out with us, and we'll try to get you up to speed on what's happening. Let's talk about what's happening in baseball. We got the World Series matchup officially set. Last night, Game 7 up in Toronto. This kind of felt like a microcosm of the entire series. Seattle seemingly was in control of this game,
Yeah.
felt like they were in control of the series. The first team to go up 2-0 on the road and not actually end up winning the series. They're up 3-1 in this game. And then Springer comes up to bat, changes the entire complex of the series. Huge home run there. Some people upset because they still hate Springer from his time with the Astros. I'll raise my hand, myself included. But it was a great play, a great moment in the ALCS. And the Blue Jays are now moving on to the Fall Classic, first time in 27 years. So we got a nice matchup set. But let's start with that game. I mean, how heartbreaking was that for the Mariners to lose that series?
Awful. We got some friends, Kenny Mayne, Joel McHale, some that aren't
Hmm.
even famous that are Seattle Mariners fans that I call friends. But yeah, he's a clutch playoff guy, George Springer, right? You had to pitch to him because you have Vlad coming up on double deck there, so you don't want to guarantee that he gets up there. They had bunted to get to Springer, and then he hits that monster 3-run dinger in the seventh. I love that a guy wearing a George Springer jersey caught the home run and lost his mind. I don't love the home run jacket, Tate.
Oh,
You
I
know
hate
what?
it.
I
I
don't
hate the
like it.
jacket. It looks
You're
like
up.
Liberace's jacket. Like, what is going on?
It's off. The jacket itself is awful. Also, you're up 1 run. Like, go out there and win the game. Then you could have your own freaking fashion show in the dugout, the clubhouse, wherever you go afterwards. Who cares? But yeah, old man Sal is out for blood. I didn't love that part of it, but should be a good matchup. Dodgers still a pretty big favorite. What, minus 220?
To win that series. So let's talk about that. Trying to figure out who's going to win this series. Do you have a pick, Sal? Do you have a World Series pick that you can share with us based on what we've seen so far?
Yeah. So I want to get some money here. I'm taking the Dodgers minus 1.5 games. So they can win 4-0, 4-1, or 4-2, all good. This, I think, is going to be a popular bet you're going to see. But, we're worried so much about their bullpen coming in. And guess what? It did not matter. Snell, Yamamoto, Otani, Sasaki is now as a starter, as a dominant closer. And even freaking Glass now. I think he gave up 1 earned run in 13 playoff innings. So, yeah, get to the bullpen, chase these guys. That's the plan for the Blue Jays, but they're not really great at working out walks. They don't strike out that much, but they did strike out 12 times in the last 2 games against the Mariners in a winning record. So the Jays have home field. The Dodgers have not lost on the road, so I don't think that matters as much. I love the Dodgers minus 1.5, maybe 4-2, maybe 4-1. You get almost even odds for that.
Yeah, you get it at minus 116 right now if you get the
Hmm.
Dodgers minus 1.5 games. You also like Freddie Freeman for MVP. I think that's still a good call going into the series. So
I
that's
did. What
a
is it now? What I had him at 10-1. What do they?
it
What
was
do
at
they give
10 to
him
1.
now?
I think it's moved a little bit. It's shaded down quite a bit.
Oh, it's down to 10-1.
Oh, it's still 10 to 1. I thought when I looked
Yeah.
last night, I think it was like 850. But yeah,
Well,
it goes
I
back to
think
10 to 1.
they moved Vlad over him, so Vlad is 6-1, and of course Otani is plus 170. But Otani's great and all, and I don't want to take anything away from what he did Friday night. But remember the series before, like he could revert back to that, and Dodgers could still win, and he's
Yeah,
bottom
and
there. So
also the props they have for Otani are insane. It's like pitch
oh
a
yeah,
perfect game, hit 4 home runs in a game. It's
right,
like
right, right.
be careful with those. He is an incredible player, but I do think that game on Friday was the game that was kind of the marker of the best game we've maybe seen in baseball history. 10
So
strikeouts, 3 home runs.
you don't like Otani to record 15 or more strikeouts and hit 5 or more home runs at 225-1? What's the
I'm
matter
not
with
sure
you?
that I'm not sure those odds are great, Sal. They're a little
Some
bit
of these
strange to me.
can't happen. There's just not enough games left. I don't know. All right, good
Yeah.
job, Fandle.
Yeah, FanDuel's trying to make sure that you take a big swing just like Otani.
Exactly.
I got one for you, Sal. Exact series order. Here's what I'm going to go with. I got Dodgers winning game 1, Blue Jays winning game 2, Dodgers game 3, Dodgers game 4, Dodgers game 5. You can get
Ooh.
that at plus 1400. I think a little bit of coming off that emotional win in the ALCS. I think the Dodgers steal that first game. I think Jays bounce back, and then I think the Dodgers handle business. I just think they're a better team, and I think they win this in 5. So you can get that at plus 1400 for the exact series order. So how do you feel about that? Do you think that's
Well,
possible?
here's what I'll say. Please also bet Dodgers in 5 at
Mm-hmm.
wait, what is it? Dodgers in 5 is it's not plus two. That the game is 5 is plus 250. We're gonna figure this out in a second.
Come on,
Dodgers,
Fando.
damn it. Dodgers 4-1 is plus 350. So you have Dodgers in 5. You're gonna kick yourself if it doesn't come out exactly that or that sequence. And by the
Yeah,
way,
like Jays win game 1, Dodgers win game 2, right?
yeah, right. If the Jays win game 1 and then the Dodgers sweep the next 4, you're like, what was I doing? So 14-1 is great, even though no one's ever hit on one of these sequence bets in the history of gambling. But please take Dodgers plus 350 also if you're going to take them to win in 5 this way.
I think I take this every single year in the NBA Finals, and when I look at it, I'm just like,
Right.
"There's no way this goes any other way." And
Yeah,
then, game 1 happens, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm out."
Superior team loses at home and then just goes on as a buzzsaw. Yeah,
Every single time. So, that's the beauty of betting, right? You got to throw
that's
some swings
right.
out there and see what happens. But the World Series should be a lot of fun, a good matchup. Obviously, if you're the Dodgers, you were praying that Seattle would win a 2-hour flight versus a 6-hour flight. But it is what it is. We get Canada versus the USA, a nice showdown in the World Series. So that'll be a lot of fun. And shout out to the Blue Jays fans. I know the John Jastremski, who will be joining us later, was telling me they were horrible. They were horrible fans, bro. They were so tough on us,
He doesn't
But I
like
think
'em.
that's look, you lose to a team, you turn on the fans. That's just kind of how it goes. But if we're doing props, the Trident versus the Jacket, the Trident's so much better. So
Trident
I-
is better. Yes,
I
we'll
was
see.
hoping the Manners would be there, but shout out to the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. We'll see what Shohei can do on that big stage. Go put in all your big props right now. Let's turn the page, Sal. Let's go to NCAA football. Let's do some line look aheads here, and we got a good weekend. We got some good matchups. Everybody's shocked that Mizzou Vanderbilt is college game day, but you know what? I think it's going to be a great game. But we'll start with this game in the SEC line look ahead. Number 8 Ole Miss at number 13 Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 5.5 in this one. 52.5 is the over/under set in this one. And Lane Kiffin has already talked about Oklahoma's defense stealing signs. That's why they're so good, Sal.
I love it.
What do you like in this game?
Love Lane. Stay in your lane, Lane. Well, first of all, every week, Tate, 3 solid SEC games, coin flip games. I know this spread is 5.5, but you got some really good ones. 5-2 teams, 6-1 teams. This features 2 6-1 teams. It's going to be tough for the loser of this game to climb back into the playoff race with, like I said, ranked teams on both schedules from now until Thanksgiving or past. I like this Ole Miss team. I liked them last week getting 7.5 at Georgia, and they effing lost by 8. They allowed 17 in the fourth. Usually I'm too spiteful to bounce back and bet that team that screwed me, especially with a second straight road game as Ole Miss has here. But I like them. I'm taking them with the points here. Sooners 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 played in October. And I think Kiffin sticks with Chambliss. They scored in their first 5 drives, right? 5 touchdowns in the last 6 possessions or first 6 possessions. And then Chambliss won 1 for 10 in the fourth. But I think that was his first road start. Definitely his big first road start. first big road start. Material in Oklahoma could pull out a close one, Tate, but I'm not liking them enough to cover. I'm going to go 30-27. I'm taking Ole Miss plus, especially now that it went to 5.5.
By the way, not to be looking back in the rearview mirror too much here, but I had the first half tie, and it ended up being
Oh, right.
21-20. So that was plus
Oh,
880.
that's right.
It's tough beat there, but
Unbelievable, this
yeah, we
Georgia
keep
team.
our
I
head
think I
down.
just have to stay away from Georgia and Alabama games. I can't get it. I'm so close, and I just can't get any of them.
Yeah, Georgia's like Rocky Balboa. They have to get punched in the mouth and start bleeding before they start actually playing well. So
Yeah,
I
right,
don't really
right.
know how you handicap that team, but Kirby Smart's figured something out with that group. And Lane Kiffin having a lot of fun doing some hot yoga before the game. So, he's enjoying his SEC run. He's got, the Florida job. They want him there. Penn State might want him there. So, I mean, this is a perfect time to be Lane Kiffin. I'm going to take Oklahoma in this game. I just think they look really good at South Carolina. Mateer looked a lot better. The defense, I'm really a big fan of, even though they might be stealing signs. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, they play good defense. They figure out how to stop teams and kind of put them into a blender a little bit on the road again for Chambliss. Look great against Georgia. That Georgia defense is not nearly as dominant as this Oklahoma defense. So I'm going to take Oklahoma money line in this game, minus 200. Not the most tasty, line there, but I'm going to go with the Sooners in this one. So
Listen,
there you
there's
go.
you could find a lot of dance partners for Oklahoma money line in the NFL slate the next day if you want to wait. I mean, there's a lot of 7-point favorites, minus 340s. If you combine it with Oklahoma, you'll get even odds there. So, yeah, if you like Oklahoma, that could be a good way to go.
I like Oklahoma to win by a field goal. That's why I don't like the minus 5.5. So
Yep.
that's just, if you're talking about the points there. Next up, line look ahead. We got number 15, Mizzou at number 10, Vanderbilt. Again, this is the college game day game.
Oh.
Minus 2.5 for Vandy. 51.5 is the over-under set. Diego Pavia looking good so far. Sal, who do you like in this
I
game?
mean, another battle of 6-1 SEC teams. They're relentless here. Yeah, I was all over Pavia to score a touchdown plus Vanderbilt to win last week. That was a nice little cash there. He ended up with 2 rushing touchdowns. They look great at home. Poor Van. Poor Van had to perform a witchcraft immediately after the show. You had a
Burning
witness it.
sage. Yeah, crazy.
Were you calling like a wellness help hotline while he was doing the podcast? Like
I
that
didn't
seemed very
see
sad.
him before we went live. Like he would not show his camera to us.
Smart.
So when we opened
Smart.
up the show, I was like, I had to really control myself and get back on topic. I was like, what is happening? But yeah, I mean, he's doing his best. He got Billy Napier fired. I think his cracked
He
eggshells
can
went the
do
wrong
whatever
way.
he wants. He can do everything except get his team a win. But yeah, that was the first time Vanderbilt was favored over a ranked SEC team in like 45 years. But I think this matchup, they're evenly matched. I'm going Missouri, another road team. Bo Prabula, 1,365 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's completed over 70% of his passes. And then you got Hardy on the ground, very good. He has 800 yards and 9 touchdowns. Missouri just knows how to pull these games out. Like they did it in the road in double overtime last week against Auburn. You may not think it's great, but it really shows like how much chutzpah this team has. I think they win again 29-24. We're going against each other, I think, again, Tate.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy into Vanderbilt. I just think this is a kind of a destined season. I do think this Mizzou team is a good team. I'm just not sure they're going to travel as well at Vanderbilt. And I do feel like Pavia, this confidence he has, I just feel like he thinks he is going to go to the national championship game. He thinks he's going to win the Heisman. So I'm right there with Vanderbilt. I'm going to go Vanderbilt money line in this game, minus 138. Again, not the most favorable odds, but I'm trying to be better about like who's actually going to win the game, Sal. So I'm going to take Vandy to win this one. I know they're going to be a top 10 team. That's a lot of pressure. Maybe they get a little too excited in this game. Hardy, like you mentioned, could take over a game just with the time of possession for that Mizzou team. But I like Vandy in this game, minus 138. So there you go. Next up, Sal, line look ahead. We got number 3, Texas A&M at number 20, LSU. LSU plus 2.5 in this game. 48.5 is the over-under. And Brian Kelly, he better win this game or Voodoo Van's going to come back out after him, Sal. Who do you like in this one?
Voodoo Van is not done creating havoc. I think we're finally going to agree here. I'm taking all 3 road teams in these close SEC matchups. What could go wrong? But Marcel Reed makes so many big plays for Texas A&M. I feel like they're the real deal. I don't know what it is with Nussmeier. There's been talk that he's been injured, playing hurt. They really should score more. They struggle to break 100 yards rushing every week, right? They get beat up in time of possession. I think Mike Elko's team is just that much better. I know LSU is a ridiculous place to try to go in and win, but Elko's team keeps it going. Sorry, Van, 31-20 Aggies. I think you agree here, right?
Yeah, A&M -2.5 for you. I'm going to go with the same there. I think they cover. I think they win this game, and I do think Mike Elko. Just talking about Coach of the Year in college football, he is trending in that direction. There has been some smoke. Maybe he's interested in Penn State. I just don't see that move happening. I know he left Duke after saying he would never leave Duke, but
Right.
that's what these coaches do. And I think with A&M, he's got the talent, he's got the money behind him, and I think this is a really good team. And Marcel Reed, like you said, is in the conversation for the Heisman Trophy. So this is going to be a fun game. And Nussmeier, after that game, just looked absolutely devastated. I mean, he's balling on the sidelines. I mean, Caleb Williams got crushed for crying a few years ago. I'm like, Nussmeier, he deserved to cry after the way this season has gone for him.
Nuss-crier is what I say. Yeah.
Nuss-crier. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
with Elko, give me one example of a coach lying about where he wants to end up in the middle of October. Give me one. Give me 1,000 examples. Yeah.
I like to call it the Roy Williams, like when he was in the Final Four and he's like, I don't give a shit about North Carolina, right? I mean, I think ever since then, and then he left in the offseason to go back to North Carolina, his alma mater. I think from then on, everyone was like, okay,
that's when
this
you
is
I'm
anybody.
trying to think the first time I was shocked by a absolute lie by a coach, like where he was going to end up. But yeah, it was probably Parcells or something like that. But,
right. These guys know what they're doing.
I'm going to tell Van, I'm texting him, telling him you're picking against his team now. Yeah.
I think I can feel something happening, some spirits behind me moving.
You're going to see. You're not going to break 100 next time you go out in the links.
Not going to be good. Let's track to the future. Maybe that can be one of our odds we talk about here. Track to the future Heisman winner, Sal. If you go to FanDuel, you can look at these odds. They are moving expeditiously every single weekend. Carson Beck basically threw himself out of the race with 4 interceptions on Friday. Yeah. Right now, Sal, who do you think is going to win the Heisman, and who do you like odds-wise?
It's very cool. I don't know if I'm like a financial analyst or something, but watching Carson Beck's Heisman odds on Friday night, one interception.
Sell.
Okay. Now he's 5th. Oh, now he's 4th. Oh, now you can't even find him on the list. I'm scrolling. My mouse ran out of batteries here. A couple of weeks ago when we went over the contenders, I said Carson Beck wins this if Miami doesn't get tripped up. I think he was 6-1 or then that 450. But I also said Julian Sayin is going to dominate the rest of his schedule. So if Miami loses and Alabama drops another, Sayin at plus 1,300 at the time, now plus 400 could be the way to go. I still like that. His last 4 games, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, over 1,100 yards. Just saying, Jules Sayin might be a way to go here.
I like that call. I will say, looking at the odds right now, Haynes King and Carson Beck both have the exact same odds, plus 5,500. So that's how much he has dropped down the ladder there. And it felt like a safe bet, even a week ago to take Carson Beck there because you just felt like this Miami team would roll through the schedule. But again, it's college football. Any given Saturday, anything can happen. I like that call and saying he's got the defense to help him on the back end too. I'm going to go with Pavia. He struck the pose.
Look at you.
I feel like he is moving in the right direction. I think everybody loves a story. I feel like at this point, the Heisman Trophy is a narrative award. At some point, I know Pavia is about 25 years old, and there's a lot of people saying he's a grown-up playing against kids, but these are pro athletes now, so it is what it is. And I like that number at plus 800, and I feel like it's going to keep trending down the other way. So if you can get it now, get it while you can, plus 800. Give me Diego Pavia for the Heisman.
I mean, we look at this. This is not like NFL MVP, right, where it's a quarterback that has to be on a 1 or 2 seed, right? We saw Caleb Williams. We saw some guys for USC. We've seen some guys who have been
even on Travis Hunter last year.
Travis Hunter, teams that aren't going to make the playoffs, right? So yeah, don't let that get in the way of your bet here, even if you think Vanderbilt's going to end up with 3 losses.
And Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza at the top there, plus 320 for Simpson, plus 340 for Mendoza. Those guys feel like the safe picks, but I'm still a little concerned about Mendoza maybe tripping up with that Indiana team. Ty Simpson with Alabama. Obviously, we saw against Florida State, they do have a potential to have a game where they just no-show and he doesn't play as great. So just something to keep an eye on there. Let's go track to the future. NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Who do you like here, Sal? I'm already smiling when I see the name on the sheet.
Well, I mean, I have to do it, Tate. I mean, in a few weeks when the Cowboys are an official cross-off team, this will be all I have to root for. This and Micah to not win Defensive Player of the Year. But Dak's last 4, Julian Sayin type numbers, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions. He averages 140 QBR over that stretch and should be getting better with CD Lamb. We saw some greatness from CD last week. George Pickens was the trade of the year, by the way. Dynamic. Just gets everything, draws pass interference calls, which makes it easier for field position, catches, insane plays over the shoulder. Ferguson's doing a nice job catching the ball tight end position. It all adds up It's incredible numbers for Dak, who missed most of last season. Lots of competition though this year, Tate. I know your guy CMC's in there, and you like Hutchinson, who was a force again last night, right?
Yeah, I'm with Aiden Hutchinson plus 550. I feel like we're not talking enough about the fact that he has come back and played so incredibly well. And I know
Yeah.
it's hard for defenders to really stand out, but Aiden Hutchinson has the heart of those Detroit Lions fans. And I feel like the more you watch this Lions team, the more that you come away impressed with how good and how dominant he can be on the defensive line. So I just think the value there at plus 550. But Dakota Prescott, got to give him a tip of the cap. It was fun to watch him and Micah Parsons at the same time on Sunday, both doing well.
Yeah.
It was like both sides maybe won here, you know? I mean, I know Cowboys fans, Packers fans, whatever, they're upset with each other, but it was nice.
Yeah,
It was good to
Dak,
see.
Micah plays for the inferior team. What are you going to do? That's what happens despite the tie. Yeah, I mean, the odds aren't great for Dak, but minus 105. And they're going to have to decide if Daniel Jones is a real candidate or not. We've
I don't
done
think
this.
you can win comeback player of the year just for being bad. That's my
I don't
rule.
either, but like what's like the fine print says like extenuating circumstances from the previous season, and I wonder if just being on the Giants roster is enough of an extenuating circumstance to launch. But either he should not be on that list, or he should probably be number one odds wise, Daniel Jones, right? He shouldn't be fourth. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's one or the other. I watched him play in person on Sunday at the Chargers game, and I have been to 5 Daniel Jones games in my life, Sal, and he has won them all. So I am ready. I'm ready
What did
to
you
sign
commit
up.
a murder? Did you kill someone in a bar fight? That sounds like
Watched him at Duke. Watched him when he was with the Giants randomly. You know what I mean? It's like every time I see this guy play, he wins. So Daniel Jones, if you need me to show up to all your games, I'm here. Give me a phone call. I'm happy.
I don't
to
think he
show up.
needs you. I don't think he needs Vans voodoo or anything. That team is great. They're like 6 wins. One of the few 6 wins. The only team with 6 wins. I think they might be the Colts.
And I like seeing the owner on the sidelines. The daughter, young Ursay. She's doing a great job. She was locked in. The team was giving her hugs now, Sal. Before, remember week 1, she couldn't even get a dap up. Now they're giving her hugs on the sideline. So all things trending up. Yeah. Also, I wanted to shout out, you go to these Chargers games, you have all the other fans from the other team around you. The Colts fans were just delightful. They were so nice.
Yeah,
they were so excited, and you know what I mean? It made me pull for him a little bit. Also, Jonathan Taylor, that's who they're talking about. They're like, he's our real MVP. We like Indiana Jones, but it's really about Jonathan Taylor. So
very, very solid.
Give a shout out to the Colts fans. Nice guys. Next up, Track to the Future. Let's go to the NBA because it is starting today, and the Ringer is fired up. NBA champs or finals. We got some futures there. Sal, who do you like looking at the board?
Sorry to go back, but I was thinking about it since you said Colts fans, nice guys, everybody well behaved. It is now Tuesday morning. I haven't seen any clips from SoFi of just brawls, right?
No,
I mean that's very late.
They were so nice.
Yes, okay.
They were apologizing. Like when the game started and they go down and score a touchdown, they're like, this never happens.
Yeah.
This will be a good game. I'm like, these guys.
We'll
are way
leave
too
if
nice.
you want. Yeah. All right. NBA. Yeah, I guess the Ringer wants to talk NBA. Let's do it. I'm going to go Thunder. Knicks is going to be the finals. I think Thunder win. I saw odds at plus 893 for them to meet up. Knicks, obviously, done with Tibbs. They have Mike Brown in there. I think he's going to better manage this team. I think he's not going to kill them in the regular season. Their offense is going to benefit. They could finish top 3 in the weak East and still make the finals, right? I don't trust the Cavs in April and May. And on the other side, what could you say about OKC? They dominated last year. They got the young core intact, and they have a healthy Holmgren, who means the best defense in the league could be even better. I like this matchup at almost 9-1, Knicks and Thunder. Probably the Thunder to win, but let's get there at 9-1.
I like that call. Also, Mike Brown one is always good. You know what I mean? It feels like Mike Brown wears on teams year 2, year 3, right? Like all the positive optimism kind of is just like, okay, man, do we have a real plan here? And I feel like it'll be a nice change of pace from Tibbs. I still love Tibbs, but I like that call there. Thunder over Knicks. I'm going to go. We get new champions every year, it seems like, in the NBA at this point. So I'm going to go with the team that's been in the Western Conference Finals. They've been knocking on the door. I do think Randall has been a nice addition, former Knick, obviously. So I'm going to go a little bit of a big swing here. Timberwolves to win the NBA championship plus 2,000. I've been waiting for Anthony Edwards to kind of have that coronation moment. I like the defense of this team. I've been hearing a lot of things from the workouts this offseason with Anthony Edwards. Everyone's saying how incredibly, he's been performing in these workouts and things. Again, this isn't a Ben Simmons situation. I actually buy it that he has been working that hard. So I like the T-Wolves plus 2,000, Sal.
I love that. I made 29 futures bets last night as I was in bed at midnight because football ended. It was very upsetting. But in the NBA, and the T-Wolves over wins is a pick. T-Wolves to win the division. T-Wolves, I've got it to win the conference. I don't have them to win the whole thing, but I think that those are all fun bets, and I have something for Ann Edwards in a minute.
Yeah, we got Jaden McDaniels, we got Anthony Edwards, and that is a nice combination. That kind of reminds me of like a Scotty and Pippen, or a Pippen and Jordan situation there potentially, but we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too much. We'll see what happens there.
That
Michael
could be
Jordan's going to talk about it this year, which I'm
That
excited
could be
about on
the
NBC.
Ruiz Baker's not in the top 20 quarterbacks soundbite of the year for the Ringer. Look at
No,
that.
please don't aggregate that. Oh my God, please don't. Next up, Track to the Future, NBA best over/under win totals or team to miss playoffs. These are Ringer specials. If you go to FanDuel, Sal, which Ringer special do you like the best?
I grabbed the Ringer special. And look, if I have Wemby as MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, I have to think they're going to win 45 plus games.
Yep.
I'm combining that for them to win the Southwest Division. And like I said, it's on the Ringer special list there, plus 450. They had 34 wins last season. Now they got the healthy Wemby in the lineup. I think a plus 11 win margin is not too much to ask for. They're battling in the Midwest. They're battling the Rockets and the Mavs. Maybe some karma coming the Mavs' way. I know people love them. Van Fleet being out hurts this Houston team. Sengun could step up, but Durant being 37 isn't the greatest thing. I mean, they knew that when they signed him, right, Tate? Like, if you look at his 30s, it has not been great. He's averaged 46 games a year in his 30s. So it all adds up to Wemby stealing the division, and to do so, they need more than 45 wins anyway. That is a Ringer special. That's plus 450.
I like that call. I feel like Houston has a lot of distractions for KD. I also feel like sometimes you bring in a guy like that, the young guys gravitate towards him, and he might be doing some things that maybe you don't want them doing. So I'm with you. I like the Spurs. I like that call, and I think Wemby's going to have a really big year. Just looking at the promotions that we've seen for the NBA, and again, this is entertainment. They changed it to an entertainment league. So entertainment-wise, they want Wemby to be the guy. So plus 450 feels like some value. Not as much value here, but I just feel like both these teams are going to make the playoffs as I look at the Eastern Conference. I'm going to take Bucks and Celtics to make the playoffs at plus 146. I think Giannis has a statement type year. He's got both his brothers on the roster. When they're on the team, he tends to lock in a little bit more. Also, I think the Celtics trying to tell Joe Mazzulla to not make a run to the playoffs, to not try to win games. I feel like he would kill you. He gives that vibe off. So trying to get him to tank would be insane. So I think both these teams make it. I think Tatum is ahead of schedule. He might be back by February, March at this point. So I think Bucks and Celtics will both be there. So you can get that at plus 146 right now. So
listen, if the NBA was about a guy standing alone under the hoop and dunking with no interference from other players, then Tatum is ready now. He's ready right now. He can go in there if that's what it's going to be. But yeah, the Bucks. I mean, if you believe that they're not going to trade Giannis, what happens to the brothers if they trade Giannis? They have to stick around.
I think it's all together. It's an Antetokounmpo package, right? They all get in and they're like, hey, we're all going to New York.
What
coming
would
to New York.
The Giannis brothers, the Antetokounmpo brothers, and LeBron and Bronny, if that was a starting five, how many games did they win?
45.
Really? That many?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think LeBron and Giannis could carry him. You know what I mean? And I think Thanasis could show some defensive acumen. Maybe Bronny hit some threes for you. I'm not sure Alex could do too much, but, I've seen some signs.
I'm going to put that up to a poll. I'm probably not. I'm probably going to be too lazy and just forget about it. But the Bronnies and the Giannis's, if there was a starting five, how many games did they win?
We should do all the siblings and see if we could just make a team, like the Williams brothers, Jalen and Cody, you know what I mean? We just make a whole team of family members. And
Williams brothers and the Williams sisters. How many games did they win?
I don't know, but we need some GLP, right? We'll get the team in shape. There you go. That would be good. I like the Ringer specials, though. Go check those out on FanDuel. Last one, Track to the Future, NBA best player special or season-long player prop that you like, Sal. What do you like on the board?
All right, I'm doing I have Sabonis 20 plus points. He had 19.1. I brought these up to Simmons on Sunday. He was looking down. I don't know what he was. He wasn't even paying attention. He was like breeding another dog or something. So
he's moving on to the next topic. He's like, all right, Sal.
It's like, this is
let's play a new game.
I don't gotta listen to your NBA takes, but I'm gonna go Edwards to be the 3-point leader per game. That's plus 470. He lost to Steph 4.4 to 4.1 last year. If Steph doesn't meet the minimum, if he sits out, doesn't get what is it, 65 is the required. I don't know what it would be for something like this for these player stats, but I think he's going to be an X factor. Obviously, Edwards, you talked about him. You compared him to Michael Jordan. I'm not ready to do that just yet, Tate. But I am ready to take him at plus 470 to lead in 3-pointers.
He also does the Steph Curry workout, the 3-point workout that Steph does. That's what I was trying to talk about earlier. I couldn't, put it all together and parse it through. But yeah, that to me is very fascinating that he learned this workout when he did his workout with the Warriors when he was trying to be the number 2 pick, but potentially ends up going number 1. And he kind of stole Steph's workout. So that's why he's shooting the ball so well. So Anthony Edwards, I like that call, plus 470. I'm going to go with the rookie here, Cooper Flagg, to record 2+ triple doubles. You can get that at plus 400. I think, he's going to be playing point guard early in the season. He's going to get a lot of assists, obviously a lot of easy assists. He's going to get a lot of rebounds just because of his size. And I think he could score 10 points a game, Sal, at least. So I think you put that all together, he can record at least 2 triple doubles. And again, I think there's good value there at plus 400. So give me Cooper Flagg.
I feel bad for you because you've been saying "Gimme Cooper Flagg" for like a decade now. I mean, you're like the kid in the corner of the classroom. You're battling the worst case of acne, and you got your hand up like, I've been talking about Cooper Flagg since he was 4 years old. I know everyone's an expert.
Me and Scalabrini. Yeah, we were locked in.
Buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. All right. But anyway, keep yelling his name. You'll get
Maybe
recognized.
This is a reverse jinx, too. I can keep it from being a success. He can be like an old school Duke player. That's a flop. That would be great.
You don't have to paint your face like Van. You could you've done this. You could do some damage yourself.
I got my own version of voodoo. You know what I mean? Coach K knows that. I figured that out once upon a time. We'll see if I can do it again. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do some over-under reactions. And we're going to have John Jastremski, a.k.a. JJ Bombs from New York, come on the show. And JJ's got some takes. He told me yesterday he's got some takes for us, Sal. So we'll be right back after the break. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. All right, basketball's back, and FanDuel's putting you in control right from tip-off. Every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold. That's your move. Whatever your style, you're in control. So what kind of better are you? I like futures, and I'm going to go with the T-Wolves to win the NBA championship. You can get that right now at plus 2,000. However you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your reward and own your game every single day to start the NBA season. Head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to make your choice today. Must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, welcome back to the Ringer Gambling Show. Joining us now, you know him very well. You hear him all the time over the airways. The Ringer Sunday pregame show, always a good time. Always enjoy the wise guys breaking things down. Joining us now, John Jastremski, a.k.a. JJ Bombs. JJ, how you doing, man?
Tate, I'm doing great. It was a pleasure to see you on Monday. Sal, I appreciate the Uber hospitality to and from the Spotify studios. And yeah, guys, Monday night was a fantastic sports night between Game 7 with Toronto and Seattle. You had the Monday night football games. I was talking with Sal about how I detest the early morning football at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
However, I love these big games at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're fantastic.
That's it. That's the benefit. There you go. You get a life after 8 o'clock. Your wife will love you even more. It'll add 2.5 years to your marriage.
That, but
I promise.
TBD.
Hey, forget about Monday night. Let's talk Monday afternoon real quick. I have a side bet with myself, and you guys went golfing. I am saying I'm taking JJ plus 13.5 strokes. Am I a winner?
Oh my goodness, Tate shot even par. Come on, shit. I'm just happy I broke. I was able to be under triple digits. I was under triple digits. I had 2 really bad holes to start, and I got cooking. I would say I got cooking by like hole 4. For my limited golf ability to shoot like bogey golf is quality golf for me. So I think Tate can attest I did not embarrass myself.
No, JJ was locked in. Last time he got a little rattled. He was making me take videos of him to send to his swing coach. This time JJ was cooking, had a couple back-to-back pars. You know what I mean? So it was a good time, Sal. We had a fun time.
All right. Well, I lost my bet then. First of all, I thought you only played 9. I thought you played 9 holes. That's why I took 13.
To be fair, I think you could take a whole lot of people that we work with at the Ringer, and if you're going to say that Tate is going to shoot even, I'm taking Tate minus 13.5.
Oh my God!
Anybody within the company.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
I'm ready for the golf show. You know what I mean? I told Bill I'm ready. I'm ready to lock in. I don't have
Mallory's
who I love.
sneaky. Mallory's got a sneaky short game. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past her.
We'll see what happens. It was a fun time, though. And it sounds like Sal and I are both your carpool drivers, JJ. We're just driving you all around.
Listen,
so.
I'm happy to give you guys tips. I just say I'm a good hang in the car. You know,
yeah,
you don't have
he
to
is
worry
good
about me boring you and not giving you conversation.
I picked him up at 6:45 on Sunday to get out to downtown for the pregame show. And he's like, do you want coffee? We'll stop by Starbucks. I'm like, I don't need coffee. I got you in the car. You're going to wake me up before we hit the 10. So that's it. That worked out.
Yeah, little JJ in your life is all you need. And JJ, we need you for our favorite game. We're going to do some over-under reactions, and we're going to start here. Me giving away my UNC California tickets was the best sports decision I have made all year. Over-under reaction. I'll go to you first, JJ.
I'm going to say it's an overreaction.
Okay.
Because, listen, you're still supporting, you know, your true blue, Carolina feel, vibes, whatever. I guarantee you there will be a better decision you make down the road. That's my thing.
There you go.
Like, at the moment, I'm gonna say it's an overreaction because I think you will have a better ticket decision maybe within the next few months where you're like, you know what, this worked out even better, like a game on Christmas or a game on New Year's or something along the lines of that. You know what I mean, Sal?
I don't think so. Tate doesn't listen. I know Tate. He doesn't make many good decisions. I think this is the best one. I'm going to say underreaction. They were close, though, Tate. What was that? Nathan Leacock gets fumbles at the goal line. At least
they fumbled the first play of the game and the last play of the game.
Oh,
it was
my
beautiful.
God.
Yeah,
that one at the goal line, I would have put him up with like 3-4 minutes left. Jordan was mad at the graphics team for not putting the touchdown cartoon up. She said she could do better, but anyway, maybe they beat Virginia. It didn't look that good this week.
Yeah, I think she asked if that was a touchdown conceptually. I think that is what everyone is asking right now. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm very happy I was not at that game. Next up, Florida got off easy paying Billy Napier out. Over or under reaction? I'll go to you first, Sal.
Underreaction. 21 million. I know it's 85% of his contract, but versus 49 million, Penn State's paying. Franklin. I think it's another. I don't know how this guy feeds his family at $21 million. Like, right? Just trade Franklin for Napier and split the salaries. Let's put Lee Corso as coach for Florida. Let's mix it up a little bit. Enough of these
Spurrier. Let's bring him back.
That's
Spurrier, fine. Saban, all of the above. Underreaction. These buyouts, by the way, are so outrageous for these college coaches. Like, as underwhelming as James Franklin was, as underwhelming as Napier was, like, these guys, like, okay, you got a little bit of embarrassment for a week, and it's like, oh, I get this for the next few years. Okay, I'll survive. I'll be okay.
JJ, let's start. We got to start like grooming our kids. Like, forget about being the superstar baseball pitcher or the quarterback. Like, how do we have our kids become coaches? Even your daughter, coaches. Right? Yeah. Yes, that's the way to do it. I don't know how we got to. Maybe there's a course or some shit.
I was going to say.
I think your dad just has to be a coach, right? That's the rule.
Yeah. Right, that's true. Yeah, that helps.
So Sal, you show me the way. We'll see what happens with your boys, and then like 40 years down the road, I'll have my daughter set up.
All right, I'll let you know. Listen,
let's start a coach camp. There you go.
We got him on the Colts sideline. Doesn't have to be a man. We're okay. We're good.
Yeah, it's great. And Billy Napier is getting $10 million next week. He has to get paid half of it within 2 weeks. So congratulations to him. That's a pretty good deal. Now he doesn't have to worry about Gators fans anymore. Next up, we will never see a bigger sports meltdown than what we witnessed in Denver Sunday afternoon. JJ, this is close to home. New York, New York. Let's talk about the Giants. Over or under reaction?
This is an overreaction. And the reason it's an overreaction is because the Giants, all right, it depends on what you define as meltdown, right? Like, we saw 28-3 in the Super Bowl, right? Like, the stage and the gravity of the game to me takes on more meaning and significance as opposed to a Giant team that, all right, if they won the game, they'd be 3-4, and the vibes would be much better as far as how they can compete this year. But in reality, gang, like the Giants beating the Broncos, okay, 3-4, 2-5, they're still not making the playoffs. It's still a year where it's retooling and restructuring. So I need the game to be like a playoff game or a championship game. That's sort of stake, that sort of significance before I'm going to say this is the greatest meltdown I've ever seen.
I think you're right. I think it's how we define meltdown. I'm going to say overreaction. I'm with JJ, but that 1,602 number is just daunting. 1,602 games where a team was up 18 or more points with 6 minutes left or less and blew a game. You don't want to break records. It's 1,602 games since the entire offensive line shit their pants on the same play, or since a kicker with a name no one could pronounce missed by a mile. You got to get rid of that 16. The Giants could do this 2 more times this year. You're right, JJ. This can't be the biggest sports meltdown. Who knows?
Also, if I were the Broncos, I would just start the game at home. Like, I would just put fourth instead of first. You know what I mean? Get Bo Nix locked in early in the game. You know, do a little, mental, warping of him to get him going, because it feels like he waits till the end of the game to get going.
That's so brutal.
Yeah, insane. I can't believe that happened. Just a ridiculous game all around. And the Giants, I feel bad for the fans. Danny Heifetz, I'm sure, heartbroken there watching it at Ringer HQ. So I wanted to give him some love as well. Last one, the three-pointer in the NFL makes the game more interesting, while in the NBA, it makes it more boring. Sal, go to you first. Over or under reaction?
Well, this is my baby. I just set this up. So I'm going to say underreaction. I mean, listen, I know we don't want every football game ending in a field goal, but it is interesting during this mostly non-competitive 1 p.m. Eastern slate. It's nice to have a team with a chance to win with a minute left, because everyone boots it from 60 yards now successfully. So you could have a team that just doesn't have to move the ball with 40 seconds left. I think that's cool. If you believe Simmons that the Celtics are now going to be spiteful with the three-pointer because Tatum's gone, from a gambler's perspective, this could be good. You know, it might take the books a minute to catch up, and we could see blowouts on both sides paying off. But we don't need to see more threes in the NBA, made or missed. I'm sorry. I'm done with it. I think we're going in the wrong direction. JJ, what do you? I'm curious to see what you think about the threes.
So it's interesting. I think it's an underreaction too, because there are way too many threes in the NBA, and unfortunately, it's just the way the game is gone with analytics and the way these teams kind of coach it up. Long twos are like the worst possible shot you can have. So, I'm a sucker for some old school post play, and that's why a guy like Jokic is just so damn refreshing on so many different levels. Right. I do think we have a problem on our hands, though, guys, with the kicking in the NFL. It's too easy. It's too easy.
They're calling 45-yarders chip shots now.
Well, and you get to a point at the end of these games. Green Bay and Arizona was the perfect example. Of course, if you're Green Bay, you're going to go for it on 4th and 2, because if you kick a field goal and tie the game,
right,
all of a sudden the ball's at the 35-yard line. You need like 25 yards, for goodness sakes,
to
get in the field goal range and to win. It's just like you can't think the way that you once did, as far as, hey, this is how the game is played and this is how I have to kind of coach it and think about strategy. I don't know if it's changing the football. Sal, we talked about the goalposts.
Yeah.
It's too easy for these guys.
What'd you say? You want to raise the crossbar? Did you say that?
That was not my suggestion. I was thinking about changing the football, making it tougher to kick.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Different ball.
Like a medicine ball kind of thing? Yeah, maybe.
You got to do something. It can't be like we get to midfield and these guys are hitting it 50 or 60% of the time.
And I think you touched on it. The coaching preparing for this field goal is just miserable to watch. Like, these guys are at midfield and they're running the ball. There's no urgency because they know they could get to the 41-yard line. And it's like, I do agree. Everyone's making 60 yards, or these kicks are getting blocked. It's kind of weird what we're seeing from week to week.
Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth there. And it also is fascinating that, everybody kind of expects you to make a 50-yard field goal now. You know what I mean? It used to be it's beyond 50.
If you don't, you're surprised. It's
right.
So true.
You're like, cut this guy, get him out of here. That's how quickly we moved. So it is very fascinating. Let's talk about a team that can't make many kicks or do many things right. Let's talk about the Dolphins, JJ. Let's do a temperature check here. We got Mike McDaniel kind of basically saying that this could be the end of the Tua era because of how he's been leading this team. Tua obviously looked shook in that game. Where do we stand? Like, do we want to keep this going just for the draft pick purposes, or do we want this to end because you're so tired of watching it?
He's not ready to talk about this, Tate. He's not ready.
No.
It's only Tuesday.
I can handle it. I'm a big boy, Sal. It's okay. It's a bummer if you're a Dolphin fan to where the team was 2 years ago. They were the number 1 seed for most of the year in the AFC. They had the number 1 offense in the NFL.
Crazy.
Now they're an absolute embarrassment across the board. Now, as far as your question, I really don't care. It does not matter to me if they keep these guys or get rid of them at some point in this season. This season is over. It's done with. And
I need that quote card. I really don't care.
I don't care. After the Brown debacle that I had to witness, I want them to lose every game now moving forward. The problem is going to be, you know what happens, right? I'm going to be rooting losses. They're going to have a couple of games that piss me off to no end because it's the NFL and that's what happens with these teams. That will inevitably screw that up. But people are saying, oh, after the Brown game, you got to fire Mike McDaniel. If I'm Stephen Ross, I'm saying, hey, how do I end up with the number 1 and the number 2 pick? Right. So getting that interim coach bump for a week or two and the rah-rah from whoever it might be, I don't even know if I want that. Let it burn. Let it go right to the studs, right to the ground, and I'll see you in January, and we'll try to do it all over again. The Dolphins could go like 40 years now without a playoff win.
But here's the problem, JJ. If Mike McDaniel would just just you never heard from him ever, didn't give you a soundbite at the press conference every week, I would say keep him around. But you, as a Dolphins fan and a sports media personality, do you want to have to answer idiots like me and Tate every week? But like, oh my God, what did Mike McDaniel, did you hear what he said this week? Did you hear, like, maybe you could still get to that point where you have 1 or 2 wins with the interim coach and not have to deal with the Mike McDaniel of it all every week, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was the flavor of the month 2 years ago, right? Like, It was fun. He's sprinting into the locker room. Right. He's rolling up the pants. People love the sunglasses. Now I see him on the sideline in Cleveland. It's pouring rain. He's got the hood on with the sunglasses. Yeah. I'm saying, what are you wearing sunglasses for?
He's a caricature now.
Sunny.
Right.
He was the sort of guy that when things went ugly, people were going to turn on him. But as far as like the being the butt of all jokes, Sal, you 1-6. Like, can it get any worse? For me, it can't. Like, what's 1-10? What's 1-11? What's 2-13 at this point? So my feeling is let it get as bad as can be this year, and let's do it all again.
And who are you tanking for, I guess, is the larger question.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Not Arch Manning.
No,
right?
And I think Archie's probably going to go back to school for another year.
Yeah, he better. He better. He needs to go back to school and study for sure. He might be an accountant.
Here's what it boils down to, though, with these quarterbacks. We could all speculate about who you're going to tank for, and none of us know a damn thing. We really don't, right? Like, we could say, oh, this guy is the can't miss. The Dolphins, so-called, tanked for Tua, right?
Yep.
That was the phrase back in 2019. Not tanked for Burrow, tanked for Tua. They didn't. They actually won games. They ended up picking 5th. They got him anyway. There's no exact science to this. I'm kind of in a state of mind, I hate saying this, where until the Dolphins have it right at coach, at GM, at quarterback, I'm kind of wake me up when it happens. I've now been so beaten down by this entire franchise. I expect nothing but the worst.
Yeah, you're in the spin cycle, the DJ spin cycle, thanks to Mike McDaniel.
You broke 100 yesterday, JJ. Don't worry. It's good. It all gets better. It's all good.
Golf game's good. Fatherhood's good. Work's good.
Hey, there you go. That's a trifecta right there. Let's talk about another terrible team in that division. The New York Jets, winless so far. Showed some life in week 1, but since then it's been bad. Same sort of deal. Justin Fields gets benched just like Tua did, and now we got Tyrod Taylor back on the field. I feel like that should be a specific time in your franchise when Tyrod Taylor takes over the reins of your team. That's how down you are. What do the Jets do, and do they move on from Aaron Glenn? Because I've seen people already talking about this, JJ.
Well, it's been an unmitigated disaster. I mean, the Dolphins are an embarrassment. Think about this. The Jets lost to the Dolphins. That's how bad it's been for the Jets. If they do not win a game between Cincinnati and Cleveland the next 2 weeks. And they do have the Dolphins at home later in the year, so that will probably be the game. But if they lose the next 2 weeks, the talk of them possibly going 0-17 is going to start to generate more and more momentum. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it will happen. But when these are the narratives and storylines surrounding your football team, there will be sentiment, oh, we're going to have the number 1 pick in the draft? Are we sure that we want Aaron Glenn and Muji leading and coaching and developing whoever we're going to bring in? I think all of that is on the table. Gut feel, I can't see Woody Johnson now having to go and pay 3 head coaches because they fired Robert Saleh. They just hired Aaron Glenn. Are they going to go down that road again with hiring a new GM and a head coach? I'd say they probably keep their jobs, but it's anything but ideal. And I wanted to see the Jets be a feisty, competitive, pain-in-the-neck team to play, but they're so offensively challenged. That's what it boils down to. They have figured out some elements on their defense that have improved the last 2 weeks, but They took a gamble on Justin Fields. He can't complete the forward pass. And Tyrod Taylor's a zillion years old. He's probably a better option to go and win.
Tyrod looked better, yeah.
Well, he can move the ball, but he also was brittle, made of glass, and probably will get hurt in a week or two. So, like, you compare the two New York teams. The Giants are frisky and watchable. With Dart, with Scatterboo, there's elements that are exciting. There's nothing exciting with the Jets. The Jets are as bad as can be.
Yep. And the difference between Aaron Glenn and other first-year coaches who might be given a little more rope is Aaron Glenn picked his quarterback, right? So, like, it's like, hey, why would we trust him any if he's 0-10? Like, maybe he should just get the hook at this point. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking. Would be funny if the Jets were winless until they went to Buffalo January 4th in a game that the Bills didn't need for what reason, maybe, and then the Bills end up still beating them. That would be a great ending to this.
I know you're rooting for 0-17, and you're right about Fields. Look, Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh was the best thing to happen to Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not suggesting that the Jets would be like a winning team or a top-notch team if they had decided to bring him back. I guarantee you this, they wouldn't be winless.
Right.
They wouldn't be. If you have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on this team, they're not winless. They're not. But, again, Woody Johnson didn't want Aaron Rodgers back. Aaron Glenn got hired because he was going to move on from quarterback. They just brought in a guy who just can't complete the forward pass, and you're seeing why teams moved on from Justin Fields. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, the biggest winner of this whole situation, Rex Ryan, the Dolphins, the Jets. He can sell himself to both. You know what I mean? He's like, I know this division well. You know what I mean? I could go back to the Jets. I could go down to Miami, have some good time. So, congratulations to Rex Ryan. Last thing, JJ, we want to hit the Knicks. First year for Mike Brown. This team trying to go back and make some noise, maybe get to the NBA Finals this season. Looking forward, what do you expect from this team, and what do you like about this team this year?
Listen, their starting five is as good as any starting five outside of OKC you're going to find in the sport. They have continuity. Not from a coaching standpoint, but Brunson has played with Anunoby now the last couple of years. Towns and Bridges, it's their second year being a part of this thing.
They still got Rick Brunson, too. That's some continuity.
Well, listen, Rick and Jalen and CAA and Leon Rose, it's a family affair at Madison Square Garden. Look, bottom line for the Knicks, finals or bust. That's it. I did not like the decision to fire Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown obviously has a resume as an NBA head coach. People are talking about the changes he's going to make within the Knicks offense. There will be more fluidity. I think they're going to try to move the ball better, but at the end of these games, is it just going to be the Jalen Brunson show? I think that's what people are waiting to see. Not necessarily in the regular season, but in a playoff series against a gritty, grimy team or a team that's going to really throw all of their attention to Jalen Brunson. How do you make that next evolution? But, guys, if they're not in the finals, this season is a disappointment. Cleveland is a paper tiger. They win regular season games. They don't do a darn thing in the playoffs. Wake me up when Cleveland, with this group, can go and get to an NBA Finals. The Orlando Magic and Detroit Pistons don't necessarily have me shaking in my boots. And Boston and Indiana are without franchise players. Tatum, not until the end of the year, if that. Halliburton, who's a pain in the neck and knocked the Knicks out of the playoffs each of the last 2 years, he's done for the year. So this is the time for this Knicks group to get to an NBA Finals. Are they going to be favored against OKC, Denver? Probably not. But get me there. That's the goal for the Knicks. You have to be playing for the NBA Finals come June.
JJ, let's do this. Knicks, OKC to meet up is plus 893. Are you telling me that's not at least a hedgeable duo there come late May? I mean, both teams will be in their conference championships. I think they both win their conference championships, but almost 9-1 is good odds for that. Come on,
it is
let's
good
do that.
odds. It will not be my NBA Finals pick, though.
Oh, all right. Well, then you'll lose. Okay.
We'll see. I don't see OKC going back-to-back. I got Denver over the Knicks in the Finals.
Interesting. That's
Taking
a fun
one. Listen,
Cam Johnson, I like it.
Don't think it's a crazy bet. Throwing money on the best player in the world, guys. Not too bad.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Giannis might have something to say about that, but again, he might be on the Knicks too. We'll see what happens. JJ, we appreciate you coming on the show. Where can we find all your amazing work? And then we'll let you go enjoy the rest of your day. We'll actually see you later today at
looking
Ringer
forward
HQ.
to seeing the whole Ringer crew. New York, 2 days a week, Sunday, Thursday. Ringer Gambling Show. I'm with you guys.
Right here.
Well, Sally on Sunday. Tate, I'm always with you, spiritually.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding? And then it's me and East Coast Bias Boys on Monday. And then this Thursday, myself, Ariel Epstein, and Raheem Palmer have to regroup after a disappointing 2-3, and now the standings in Ringer 107 are getting tight. We got some work to do.
By the way, real quick, before we let JJ go, I just did the math in my head. This happy hour for the Ringer is between 4 and 6 on Tuesday when the NBA kicks off. The idea of a Simmons sighting, this is now plus 25 million.
Yeah, no chance
that he's going to blow off NBA tip-off.
No, you know, the Simmons sighting.
He'll zoom in.
You know, like those cardboard cutouts they had
yeah,
COVID
they should have
when
that.
people sat in the crowd. I think that will be the great spiritual leader, the Podfather, at this happy hour. It will be a cardboard cutout of him in like a Larry Bird jersey.
Bill's on Microsoft Teams sitting in the stands watching us. Yeah.
Correct.
Love it. Thanks, JJ. You're the best. We appreciate you coming on the show, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
All right, there you have it, Sal. Good show. Enjoyed being on the show. Enjoyed chatting through all these major topics. Fun. JJ gets me fired up. You're right. We don't need coffee when you have John Jastremski in your life.
I saved $6 for a vanilla latte. It was good.
Yeah, you added up over the
an
year.
Hour with him.
Yeah, right. You got it good. I didn't know that he was using both of us for car rides. So now I know what his real master plan is. So there you go.
By the way, I should have brought this up. But when I picked him up at 6:45 in the morning, I didn't see that he had a bag. And he opened up the back seat, like to be a passenger. I'm like, this motherfucker really thinks I'm gonna like to the park or something. I'm like, oh, okay, just threw his bag and then came up front. But that's good.
That would have been a power move. Just sit in the back seat, like, give me a ride, chauffeur Sal. Come on, JJ. Last thing here, best bets for Tuesday night. We got to get on a nice turn here, Sal. My Tuesday night bets have not been hitting well. I don't know what it is, but NBA basketball is back, and we're going to both focus on the NBA. What do you got?
All right, let me make sure this line didn't change. I like the Lakers plus 2.5. Isn't that a thing? Is that real against the Warriors? Where is it? Plus 2.5. Okay, we're good. My son, Harrison, 12 years old, went to a preseason game last week. He was excited. It was this very matchup, Lakers and Warriors. I was like, I said, no one's going to play. And he accused me of being negative, and then he accused me of being right because there was no Luka, no LeBron, no Steph. If you closed your eyes, you can imagine it being a regular season game. But no, they're doing it tonight. Still no LeBron, but I'm going to take the Lake Show getting points. Luka came close to recording a couple triple-doubles playing without LeBron last year. Austin Reeves getting better and better as a 20-plus point scorer. 106-101 Tate. Lakers win, and obviously cover getting a couple points here.
Yeah, you get that at minus 108 if you want to take the Lakers plus 2.5 there. So I'd like that call. I will be interested to see what the Warriors look like in this game. I'm going to go in the other matchup. I'm going to take the Thunder minus 7, and that you can get that at minus 106. I do feel like this Rockets team, everybody's talking about them. They're kind of the flavor of the day. They're going to be so great. I am worried about the point guard situation. And feel like they still have some things to figure out. One thing that the Thunder have figured out is how to win basketball games and win big when they do. So I like them to cover this line minus 7. So you can get that, like I said, at minus 106. And I'm going to knock on wood. I need us to get these bets right. So,
all right, good. The NBA is where you
get
right. It's so easy to bet regular season NBA. If we can't figure this out, then we should retire.
I love the word variance, right? That's what everyone says to you. You talk to all the, the NBA heads who are locked in. They're like, look, it's just variance. So unfortunately, that's just what it is. It's like, no, it's bullshit. It's what it is.
That's the soundbite we need.
Oh, man.
Give me balls. I love it.
Yeah, we'll clip that out. Well, that'll be good for my career at the Ringer.
He's not invited to happy hour. He just said this is bullshit. I won't be there either.
Maybe I'll go watch it with BS and he can explain it to me.
There you go.
BS on BS. That's a new segment right there. There you have it. This is the Ringer Gambling Show. Sal, where can we find all your amazing work? And then we'll go let you enjoy the rest of the day.
I don't know. I'm on with most of those things that JJ mentioned, I think, on the Ringer Gambling Show. No, I'm on with House and DeBundo tomorrow. And then Friday with DeBundo and Heifetz, and then the pregame show. So, yeah, check it out.
All good stuff. The Sunday pregame show is a lot of fun. Gets me fired up for the day. So everybody go check out all those shows with Sal, and we appreciate you checking out this show, the Tuesday version of the Ringer Gambling Show. I'm Tate Frazier, and I am happy to be here. Please don't listen to that last soundbite, Bill Simmons. We will see you guys later in the week.
Must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888 877-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. You must be 21 or older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG, 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE New York in New York